All right, there he is.
Got
Good
his
to see you,
halo
man.
on.
Let's call this meeting to order.
Okay.
Let's start with financials. Everybody a chance to review them?
I have not, no.
Any questions? Anything we need to talk about? Okay, can I have a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ron. Moving on to old business. Do we have anything we need to discuss for old business?
Oh, probably a little bit on the property situation.
Go ahead.
I met with Douglas County zoning, had a meeting with them, and basically what they have told us is that we won't know until probably at least a month or more after submitting a request for a property, whether or not the county will, give us a full stamped approval for use, alternative use of the property. It did sound though like there's like 3 types of zoning in the county, and 2 of the 3 it sounds like that it would be very likely that we would get approval. But we have not been actively looking for anything with all the craziness that's been going on. So
Can you explain craziness?
just very full plate of appointments, and Christmas, and our daughter graduated with her master's, and our niece got married, and we've just been
Granddaughter
and
had a
blowing.
birthday.
Granddaughter had her 5th birthday, so we've had stuff going on nonstop for the last 2 months.
Sure. I understand. I didn't know if that was something more related. That's why I asked that question.
No, everything ministry wise is going well. Like I said, my calendar is fuller than it's ever been. And so that's a real challenge for me.
Is that something we need to discuss?
I don't know if there's anything to discuss. There's just, my appointments with people are such that I'm just having to tell people no, or I don't have any appointments for 3 weeks out kind of place right now.
And are you okay doing that?
I am. I need right now I've kind of counted on cancellations for creating my margins of error, and that mostly works. But I've had a few days that were, back to back to back to back, 7 appointments in a day kind of thing. And those days get long.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything else in regards to old business to discuss?
If I may,
Right.
Craig, I just want to make a comment about what Daryl just brought up. And, my wife and I see a counselor that is really slammed to the wall all the time. And she finally had to go. I don't know how you handle your appointments, Daryl, but just throw this out there. She went to her hour appointments became 50-minute appointments just to give her time to go to the restroom between. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
And, you just got to exercise that self-care. So just a word from the wise, I think that, and I don't mean me as the wise one, but our exposure to one that's we consider pretty wise. So you may already do that.
And that is my routine. I finish up
Good.
one session, put somebody in the room, and usually on the Zoom room, put them in the room and say, I'll be right back.
There you go. Good.
Got to go refill my drink and empty my bladder, but
Yeah. Good.
All right, you guys want to talk about what your plans are, Daryl and Debbie, for 24?
Well, it's all in the newsletter that's getting about ready to go out. I've got quite a bit actually, kind of big stuff scheduled. February 3rd and 4th, I'm doing Manwala's 22 room seminar here at New Hope. Right now I've got, I think, like 13 guys registered, but I think I'm gonna have about 40 is what it's looking like from, I've got a number of guys coming in from out of state, and the local guys, it's local for them, so they don't think they gotta commit yet. But so there's that, and that I could take as many as I could fit in the auditorium, but I'm not really pressing it. I have enough that it'll be good, and if I only had if I had a dozen guys, it would be well worthwhile, but I think it will, at least double that. And then February 29th to March 3rd, I'm doing another Emmanuel prayer structure intensive. Got two people, well, one person that's paid, another person that is a longtime significant donor who's coming, and then several others who are thinking about it. And then the newsletter has a pretty powerful testimony from one of the guys from the first one. So hoping that'll I'm pretty sure that one will, I could only do max of 6 guys. So I think that will be well. And then in June, I'm doing a 4-day intensive in Creed, which will basically be what I do in February, but slowed down, expanded, more time for interaction and work, and also at the cabins in Creed. And then in August, I'll do the Men's Mountain Workshop like we've done the last 2 years. So those are my big things for 2024. Oh, and also a couple weeks from now, I'm going out to Orlando to be a volunteer Emmanuel prayer leader for help Carl Lehman out. He's in charge offering Emmanuel prayer for the InterVarsity staff. So they have their staff convention in Orlando, January 4th,
I think it's 3rd.
3rd through the 5th. And so they're offering Emmanuel prayer sessions, and myself and about 20 other seasoned Emmanuel prayer leaders will be doing Emmanuel prayer with InterVarsity staff as a way of introducing them, training them in the process. So headed there in a couple weeks.
Sounds like a blast.
It does. I'm looking forward to it. And Debbie and Evie are coming along for the hotel room, and they're gonna play at SeaWorld and the hotel pool and fun stuff while we're there, while I'm working.
Cool. Good.
That'd be nice. What about training? You got training stuff on the books for 24?
Got to decide. There's a number of options. I probably need to do the ITAPS symposium, and that's in April. It'll be online. It'll be all Zoom this year, so I won't have to go anywhere. And then in May is the SILS conference, Sexual Integrity Leadership Summit, and that one's in Colorado Springs this year, so that'll be an easy trip. So Debbie and I are tentatively planning on doing that. It's just going to be a lot together.
And I'm have my eye on doing the ABSATS training in January, but I'm still holding out. So that would be specific to working with betrayal trauma. I'm holding out. Really what I'd like to do is Michelle Mays has recently, I don't know how familiar you are with her new book, but she works from an attachment model, which really just, fits very well with all the work we've done with Life Model all these years. So that would be my preferred training, but she was supposed to have that done fall of 2023, and I'm still getting it's coming. So I guess I'll have to make a decision here pretty soon whether I'm going to do the ABSAT training or wait for Maze to solidify hers. I don't know they would work against each other, but I just feel more fits like Michelle Maze's work fits better with the background that I've had and the understanding that I have of working with partners. So I'll do one of those two things, and I have about 30 more hours to finish up my coaching. I've passed everything. I have to finish the hours, and I can sit for an exam, and then I'll have it's called ICF. I'll have a certification from ICF for my coaching.
And how is that going?
It's going okay. I'm still trying to figure out my process, what coaching for me looks like, and how to incorporate what I've done with what I know with what the ICF guidelines are for what a coach is. So still learning.
Good. Anything you need to throw at us for the board? Anything you need to talk about then for 24? Wants, needs, wishes?
Well, we hadn't even talked about it. Debbie probably needs a raise. Not probably, she does need a raise.
Well, I was kind of waiting until I got my coaching stuff finished up, and then I'd hit you guys up for that. Once I have a certificate in hand, I'm official. So,
Yeah, it's one of the things I wanted to bring up and throw out the rest of the guys. You know, obviously with the way inflation's been going for all of us, it was probably time to talk about that for 24. I don't know if that's something you want to make a proposal to us, or if you want us to talk about as a board. What would you prefer?
I'd rather you guys decide that.
Rest of the guys on the board, is that something you'd like to talk about today? Or would you rather schedule a different time that we can talk? We'll kick Daryl and Debbie off for a few minutes. Thoughts or comments?
I could do today, just as well as any other day.
Okay. We don't need more than 3 or 4 minutes, probably.
Yeah,
Just
right. Yeah.
I'm good with it for sure.
You have time, Dr. Craig?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have more stuff, Daryl and Debbie, you want to talk about? And we'll kick you off for a few minutes.
No, like I said, I guess the only other thing was we'd like to go ahead and get board meetings scheduled for 2024 so that we're doing them in May and November rather than
August and December.
she still loves me, but just barely.
What'd you say?
I said she still loves me, but just barely.
Still more than you
She
deserve.
doesn't
right?
like anything else on the plate in this time of year, which none of us do. So
It's
Understandable.
totally understandable.
Understandable. All right. Is this a good time to kick you guys off? Daryl, you want to give us 7 or 8 minutes, then jump back on?
sure, somebody just send me a text. I'll make Terry host.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna knock your drink off.
I think they're gone. Yeah, there they go.
Okay. You guys haven't seen the financials. I mean, they're doing very well this year. The donations are up. There's plenty of money there, and it seems to keep rolling in. I just wanted to lob that out. I think we approved a couple $1,000 raise a year or two ago. You guys want to talk about a percentage? Do you want to talk about a number? Do we want to give them permission to up to a certain amount? What would you prefer to do?
Do you know, Craig, off the top of your head where they are right now? I can't ever figure that out.
I think top of my head, I think Daryl's salary is somewhere 55 or 60,000. I don't think Debbie's taking more than probably 10 grand a year.
Really?
Is it more than that?
I don't know, but just
Yeah.
if that's all it is, then wow, it's about a 50% increase.
We raised it significantly a while back. It's still not a ton by any means, but I think it's more than that, maybe.
So through December 16th, total wages was $47,099. If that's between the
For-
two of them, that's a pretty low
for-
number.
Wow.
I'm looking for that on the financials here.
It's on page 2 of 3. It says it's about the third highlighted area on the left, says total payroll expenses. 47 in wages, 3,600 in taxes, another $1,100 for something. So we can ask those guys, find out what that number is. Maybe we need to just talk about whatever, $2,000, $5,000 a year raise for each of them. What are you thinking?
You
Bottom,
know,
the bottom line is, the bottom line, you know, these guys, you know, it is they're always going to be ultra conservative on what they're going to take for wages. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a ministry thing, preacher thing. You know, they're never going to get greedy. They're never going to ask for, you know, more than anything. So that's why if you guys are comfortable with it, let's give them permission for whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5 grand a year, maybe each.
yeah, I was gonna say at least 10% for Debbie here. I mean, I don't know what Daryl's making, but yeah, I'm good with that, what you just said.
Oh, 10% for Debbie. If you said she's doing 10 now? You
I'm
think?
just trying to figure that out. Like I said, at 47 grand, I
Right.
think that's for the pair of them. So I don't know if I don't remember how they do it. I think they only pay themselves once a month. Off the top of my head, I was thinking it was only like 5 or 6 grand a month.
Mhm.
Seems like Daryl was about 5 a month. I don't know about Debbie.
That'd be 60, but
I have a whole string of texts from Debbie, so
Say again, Craig.
I have a whole string of texts from Debbie, so let me go look it up.
Okay.
Okay, it's been a while apparently.
yeah, I'm looking at these financials. I don't know. Oh, here no, that's not it.
There you go. Let me figure this out. This might be a reimbursement one. Oh, well,
Sales.
it's got from November 3rd to November 3rd. So I'm assuming that's a month because the previous, or maybe it's 2 weeks. Okay, so I've got on October 3rd where Daryl got just a small, yeah, 2,197.86. Debbie got 764.86. Debbie varies a lot more since it's based on time.
Yep.
We go to the most recent one.
Well,
You guys want to take a percentage, or you want to give them a dollar number?
Like percentages, you know, this is a low number, so percentage is a really low number in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
It seems to me we ought to do something like 2 for Debbie and 5 for Daryl.
1,000 or percent?
1,000.
Okay, so 5K raise for Daryl and a 2K raise for Debbie.
Yeah, is that unreasonable in your opinions?
I think it's very fair. What do you other guys think?
So I've got, if you want actual numbers here from the most recent one, somebody has to do the math.
Go ahead.
Daryl has 86.67 hours and got $2,041.67.
86 or 2,000.
I can do the math
Okay,
too.
well, Yeah.
Which I know he's not necessarily hourly,
So
but I
that's
think
a grand.
how
That's basically a grand for 40 hours. That's not, yeah, I was thinking, for some reason, I think he was 5 grand. I thought he was $5,000 a month
That's
salary.
the number I had in my head as
Um,
well.
And I think I think with Debbie getting her, certification, that's just gonna be bumping her up to more hours anyway. So I mean, if we just give her a $2,000 a year raise, then that would only be, I think, if she's working what she's working now, then if she's gonna take on more, my thing would be, I'd say 3 instead of 2.
You
It's
find
like-
it-
Cause I'm assuming she's only gonna be working more.
I think those numbers are Ron's are okay. What do you guys think?
Good with me.
Greg?
I mean, that's fine with me.
Okay,
Cause that just really, actually,
14.5.
that's just probably barely covers inflation. And we can always, start there and revisit during, in the next meeting.
Well, yeah, and I think if we have our next meeting in May, maybe Debbie's got her certificates and whatnot at that point, and I think we should not be bashful about upping them some more. I mean, as long as the money's coming in, we just can't pay them enough, quite honestly.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with that as well. And again, they're always gonna be, always gonna be conservative on it just because of how they're both wired.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, do we want to have more discussion on that?
I think we're good.
So
Mhm.
Debbie's
Alright,
came
alright.
out just as a reference. Debbie's came out because hers is hourly, I believe. Hers is $25 an hour, which I think that makes sense to me. I think that's a number we gave
All right.
that she had trouble
wanna-
accepting before.
We want to talk about an hourly raise in for Debbie and maybe kick that up to $30.
Craig,
Daryl's actually comes out to be less than that, but it's 86.67 hours and he's hourly, so I'm not sure how that worked out. But
I'm confused. I don't know what we got for whom.
Well,
I think Craig is right that Debbie charges by her hour and Daryl just gets a flat rate per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Craig, when you said Debbie was at 25 an hour, was that what she's presently at?
according to this last payroll statement that she sent me,
So if we were to give her this, well, it's hard to figure, I know, but this 3K a year or whatever we agreed to, what would that, you have any idea what that bump or two hourly? Does
Well,
anybody-
that would
depends
be
on how many hours. That's why maybe we need to do
Yeah.
it hourly if she's still going to be
Yeah.
hourly.
yeah.
Well, let's do it hourly then.
You want to talk about $10 an hour for Debbie for the minimal hours that she works? $10 an hour raise?
Um,
I'm good with that. I'm good with, yeah.
It's still $35 an hour. I mean, that's bargain rate for what she does. Any
Yeah.
place else you'd go, they'll be billing that times 2 times that or 3 times that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was
Okay,
just
Bill,
looking at when we kind of tentatively agreed here to 3K per year with a 10K per year present, that's a 30% increase. You apply a 30% increase to a 25 per hour, that's 32.50 an hour.
That's right. I rounded up, went to $35.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I'm fine.
All right. So 5,000 for Daryl and $10 an hour for Debbie. Is that where we landed?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, except for, I think that's what Daryl's getting now,
What?
a month. Oh, you
We're
mean,
saying-
an increase? Okay.
Yeah, we're saying $5,000 a year,
Yeah.
so it's another $500 a month. You want to
Yeah,
kick him?
okay.
You want
I'm
to kick him
following you
up?
now.
You want to kick him up $1,000 a month?
No, I was thinking you said $5,000. Thinking that meant his total salary for the month.
No.
You're talking about a $5,000 increase for the year. That's
That's
good.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't
Okay.
have those phone numbers. Somebody want to call them or text them? We'll get them back on.
I can just respond to his text that he sent out earlier.
Okay.
Some of you may get it, so.
That's right. We still like you. Even though you have a house divided.
Sorry about that.
So, Mr. Seeley, I understand you're getting married.
I did get married. I got married
You
over,
did? Okay.
yeah, over Thanksgiving. It's
Cool.
official.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been good.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for years and finally decided to get it done.
You make it sound so businessy. You're such a romantic, Craig.
Yeah, yeah, I really am. The real story is, if you guys really, oh, we got Daryl and Debbie on, so I'll tell you that story.
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Let's hear it. Let's hear it while they're here. Let's hear the real story.
All right, so
Do we need a polygraph to make sure it's the real story?
no, it's this is a good one actually. So I sold my business in March, and I met with my accountant in about June or July, and he brought that up. He said, "Have you gotten married yet?" And I said, "No." He goes, "You should probably think about doing that." He said, "That's going to save you a ton on taxes." So I went saw Carrie that night, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "We made all this money selling the business." I said, "What'd you think about getting hitched this year?" I said, "You'll save us about 30 grand in taxes." So yeah, it wasn't very romantic. Wasn't very romantic. She got a good laugh out of it.
I was gonna say, and she agreed?
Yeah.
Give me her number, Craig.
She needs to know Debbie really well.
I was gonna say, so did that come with, okay, I'll save you 30K in taxes, but you're taking me to Hawaii?
Yeah. No, I got off easy. Didn't have to buy an engagement ring and didn't have to do anything. I got off easy. No, we have a lot of playful banter like that. So that's what the joke was. She knew I was joking. She knew I was joking, but
maybe payday's coming down the line, Craig. You just don't know it yet.
Something tells me you're gonna hear about that 30 grand again someday.
probably.
If not from her, at least from us.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. If I could remember the actual words, I delivered it better than that. It was a little funnier actually if you were there, but I think you get the gist of it.
Oh.
All right, so now that you guys have made fun of me, here's what like we proposed to you, Daryl and Debbie. $5,000 a year raise for Daryl and a $10 an hour raise for Debbie. That's what we'd like to offer for 24. You guys all right with that?
That'd be very generous.
Okay.
But yes, Debbie's been way underpaid for what she does.
Yeah.
We all agree to that. We all agree with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody got anything else we want to talk about?
Well, just prayers, I think that we had thought that the money we've kind of been accumulating was to purchase some facility for meeting, but maybe it feels like this deal with the county is kind of a roadblock for us. So maybe we should be looking a different direction of what we need to do with this money. So just being prayerful that we're, about what God wants us to do. It just feels like people have been really generous and there's such a great need. So how we can use the money.
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, I whatever, you see the fruits of your labor. I mean, I just see the blessing finally coming. You guys have been serving this ministry for your whole lives. It's great to see the windfall coming in, and it's let's agree that God does have a plan of what he wants to do. And obviously we'd love to see that surplus continue to grow every year for whatever he's got in store.
Yeah.
I guess that's been my thought all along.
Yeah, I mean, I do know I met with a new lady just last week, and same story. They're in financial bind coming in, and it's such a blessing to be able to provide that for people who don't have any means to give, especially at the beginning. So.
Oh, and you guys, I'm sure, have got 1,000 stories of people that didn't have money at the time that it came back around years later or decades later. So, always, those stories are always great to hear, the cool things that are happening in people's lives and the way that the ministry continues to get blessed.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like I tell people all the time, you know, I'm at trainings and different stuff, they ask me, well, how, you know, what's your model? I say, it's a model that works great for us now, but I don't recommend it for anyone else.
It was really hard at the
It
beginning.
was really hard for the first 10 years.
Bet it was.
Do you still call it the Church of the Unfunded Mandate?
No, I
Is that what
can't,
the-
I
is that what your
haven't said
business
that.
model is?
I haven't been able to say that in years,
That's
like about
good,
8 or 9 years now.
good.
I do tell that story fairly often, but it's nice to not be in that place anymore.
All right.
Looking at the calendar,
Yeah.
it seems like Wednesdays are probably the best time for us to do meetings. So I was wondering about either the last April 24th, May 1st, or May 8th.
May 1st, you said we were gonna be at Sills.
Oh, no, May 1st is not good. Yeah, so April 24th or May 8th or May 15th.
And I thought Craig McLaughlin that's
Might be tight for you on
Yeah,
finals.
end
or-
of year.
Yeah, yeah, early May is usually busy, busy, busy. So it was this week, but
Yeah. So would April 24th be better or May 15th
May 8th.
or May 8th?
it's hard to say.
We'll pick and then we can change it if we need to.
Does anybody else have a preference?
Any day works
April's
for me.
probably better, but
I was gonna say, let's do April, and then if we have to push it, then we've got a number of dates in May, you know. May 1st, we'll be traveling for the SILS conference probably, so that doesn't work for us, but
You say April 24th?
yeah,
April 24th sounds good to me.
I'll
7
put it in my
PM
calendar.
work.
7 o'clock.
Is that a Wednesday?
That's a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Mm. Could we do a little earlier?
We can.
Sure.
6?
6?
Say 6?
I can do 6, I think.
Yeah, no problem for me.
Okay.
All right. It's on my calendar.
All right, if we don't have anything else to discuss, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So
I
move.
move we, yeah. I'll second it.
Oh, wait. Were we gonna do the second board meeting? I'm sorry. We said April and November, right?
Well, if we have that, we can schedule November and April.
Okay, fine.
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
But have that be our goal,
Okay,
have it done before Thanksgiving.
all right.
So,
Sorry, Craig, I jumped in the middle of your proceedings there.
No, I think we're good. I think we had a second, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's always good to see everybody.
all right,
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Same here.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to everyone.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
See you
Feel
later.
better, Craig.
See ya. Yes.